स्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। So this is a privilege to be here and share something that Pujya Swamiji has taught. So this is called Dayananda Swami Dayananda Saraswati Memorial Retreat. To me, anything I learn or I know is Swami Dayananda Memorial. He is physically not here, but his presence is always there in our thinking. There is no way I would be here without Pujya Swamiji. The topic of the retreat is inspired by Swamiji. Because Swamiji would say, don't give a topic, Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, Panchadashi, 4th chapter. What kind of topic? That restricts me. Swamiji would say, that topic restricts me. Why? Because people are looking forward to listen to Panchadashi, 4th chapter. They don't want to hear other 11 chapters. Even if whole Panchadashi is there is so much more outside Panchadashi you talk about. So, why give me a topic that restricts me? So, Swamiji, what kind of topic? Give me a topic where I can be free. Give me a topic where I can be free. What's a free topic? Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Half-line topic. How many days do you want me to talk about? 1 day? 1 week? 1 month? 3 years? Enough. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. This is how Pujya Swamiji would say, I have so much of, space to move. Because he says, whatever topic we have only one thing to say. The topic is only a doorway to enter the subject matter. You take any of Swamiji's books, any book, public talks, take any of them. What will you find? It will have a different beginning, different story perhaps, but you will ultimately find it has only one thing to say. Like Swami Sakshakthananji was saying to someone yesterday, somebody asked, Swamiji, can I come for Ashtavikara Gita 2nd camp? He said, sure. In Vedanta, you can always come. Why? Because in the beginning also we say, Tattvamasi. You are what you want to be. In the middle also what do we say? You are what you want to be. In the end also what do we say? You are what you want to be. So what difference does it make? We say the same thing. Only the way it is addressed may be a little more detailed, less Sanskrit, more Sanskrit, some commentary, more commentary. But bottom line is what? You You are already what you want to be. So the whole point is, this is how Puja Swamiji looked at things. And he would say, you're all perfect as you are. You're all perfect as you are. What do I need to tell you? Means the vision is so clear in his mind. The vision that all that is here is only Ishvara, which cannot be improved upon. And therefore there is nothing more to be said. This was Puja Swamiji. I just thought, we should start with Dayananda Memorial by remembering the glory of Swamiji. Totally non-judgmental. It's very hard to be like him. He never judged people. You have to do vyavahara. You have to do things in the world, you do. But without judging. Facts can be taken as facts. So if I say, somebody has a dark skin, can be a fact. Somebody is very short, better. Somebody is 5 feet tall, objective fact, no judgment. Person is not beautiful, judgment. Person can be more beautiful, same thing said differently, judgment. Okay? You're too short, judgment. I am too short, judgment. I am not smart enough, judgment. I don't think I can understand Vedanta, judgment. What is not judging? Statement of fact is non-judgmental. But whenever you add your own subjectivity to it, that's judgment. And where do we have to go? From judgmental to objective. So the whole idea is that, we judge ourselves and we judge others. Until I judge others, I cannot but judge myself. So people sometimes say different things. Do we have a problem? Yeah, the world is a problem. If you say the world is a problem, understand you have a problem with yourself. Problem is, as you see it right now in your perception, there's a problem. What is the vision of the Vedanta Shastra? The problem is you. The solution is also you. That is Swamiji. This is the topic of his public talk. Problem is you, solution is you. How can you be both? How can you be both the problem and the solution? When you don't know yourself, you are a problem to yourself. And when you know yourself, there is no solution needed because you are the solution. So this is how Swamiji would address the talk. And long ago, sometime when he asked, at some context he asked, will you come to the public talks? Public talks in New Jersey, will you be coming? No, Swamiji, why come for a public talk? Oh, so you think you already know a lot. See, because our impression, why I'm saying all this, is because sometimes we think the topic is too simple. Public talk, I told you, what is this topic? You are the problem, you are the solution. Another topic is what? You are the whole. Another topic is what? You know, Ishvara in one's life. All small, discovering love. And public talk means a lot of jokes and Swamiji used to be had a lot of humor in him. So you wouldn't get bored with his class normally. Our would just fly. Even a Bhashyam class will be light. He'll have some stories to weave in. But we had an impression that public talk means what? Meant for public, for uninitiated. You are initiated enough. See, there are people who introduce themselves. 25 years I have been hearing Vedanta. So many years, so many things I have studied. So many things. We all have that idea, I've studied a lot. I'm well read. You're coming now first time? Not good enough. Swami said, you know what? The public talk is the best talk. Why the public talk the best talk? Because that's when you have to reach out and make a person who never heard the word Vedanta to understand the vision of Vedanta without using jargon, without making it look, very complicated. One has to feel at home listening to it. So, the most difficult, Swamiji said, is a public talk. I mean, I'm just saying, he makes you think, you have certain impressions, he makes you think. So this is called a retreat now. So what's a retreat? Suppose there's a battle. Have you heard the word retreat in a context of battle? What's a retreat? Tread is to go, to walk, to move forward. What is come back. So you can't fight the battle. You're worn out or wearing out. And now you have a better term. What is it? Strategic retreat. So what's a strategic retreat? You're not running away. You're not turning your back to the battle, but you choose to retreat, go back a little, so that you can come back when you're strong enough or have the right strategy. Right? So a retreat is a break. A retreat is a change from the normal rigmarole you have. Now you have a daily life and same battles every day. So in some retreats, Swamiji introduced the retreat like this. He says, every day we have so many interactions we go through. And each one of them leaves certain impressions on us. Not pleasant necessarily. No. You feel hurt, you feel insulted, you feel guilty, you feel so many things. And before you have recovered from one interaction, you enter into the next interaction. And before you recover from that, you enter into the next interaction. So how does your day seem, or how does your life seem? It's all messed up. Because there's a hangover of one problem into the next. So you're always operating with a mind which is not necessarily very well calm and collected. So example Swamiji gave was, you imagine yourself eating in a plate for the last 3 months, and the plate has never been washed. What kind of a plate would it be? How would you enjoy the food in that plate? This is how our minds are. Not washed. And you keep doing more and more with the same mind. Then what does it call for? It calls for some cleaning. So we said, that's how a retreat can be. You take a break. This is an ordinary, see, retreat is not only a Vedanta retreat. You have so many kinds of retreats, right? You have yoga retreat, you have, some places they'll call it a workshop, right? But is this just a break from the normal? So you come, like even in a war, you retreat, you regroup, you regain your strength, and you go back. You go back to what? To the same battle again. Have you changed? Has the battle changed? It's all the same. So is this also a retreat where you come and you go back again to be the same person? Swamiji said, hey, this is a different type of retreat. How is it different? If this retreat does something to you, you don't go back the same person. The world can remain the same, but your view of yourself and the world should be different. Could be different. Shouldn't say should. Could be different. Because this retreat is not about just a break. It's not just about stepping away from your daily chores, to take some time off, enjoy the Ganga, enjoy Rishikesh, good weather, and then you go back to, whatever you have to do. That's not what it is. Then what is it? It's something which can bring about a change. The Shastras do not really change you. They only make you see that what you are, if you understand, then there is nothing more to be done. So while in all other cases there is improvement, there is some change to be done, change the world. So you try to change the world, you try to change your mind. But here, what will be the vision finally? You neither have to change the world, nor do you have to change the mind, but you recognize there is no problem. So it's a very different kind of understanding. A very different kind of understanding. The world is real. Is the world real or not? My problems, are they real or not? The challenges I face, are they real or not? They are real. My crying, is it real or not? Is my laughing real or not? Yes, no? Is the reality of the laughing any different from the reality of crying? Or is it the same? Things to be looked at. Don't jump to a conclusion. If everything is real, then your problem is real, then can it be solved? No. So that's why, normally a problem is solved by doing something, by acting on it. But if the problem is not really there and you think there's a problem, its solution is very different. How do you solve that problem? By knowing there is no problem. The approach is very different. The normal approach is you take the problem by the horns and you You deal with it. But the approach here is you examine and see whether the problem is there or not. Is the problem centered on the world? Is the problem centered on you? Whosoever phone it is, please take the time to turn it off. So the problem itself has to be questioned. The truth of everything has to be understood. That's why understanding is a key word here. So the purpose of a retreat, for us, Vedanta retreat, is to discover the realities. Discover the realities about the world and about ourselves. And in the discovery of the reality lies the solution to my problem. What is the solution? The problem itself is not necessarily legitimate or real. So what is our topic? Inner growth. Through what? Through right understanding and deliberate choices. So this is a topic I just put because I said let it be a topic which makes sense to you. So we can look at it straight. If I just said I am doing Brahma Sutra, somebody would be very happy, because there were people. See, now the thing is this: there are a lot of Google educated people, YouTube educated. The difficulty with YouTube is, what do you listen to first? What do you listen to later? Who decides the sequence? So when Sarvapriyananji is really Sarvapriya. Everybody loves him. He is wonderful. Clear, speaks slowly, makes sense. Right? But what do you listen to what Sarvapriyananji talks? He has talked so many things. Which one do you listen to first? You don't know. You may listen to what has to be listened in the beginning, at the end. So people, the difficulty is, adhajal gagari chhalakat jaye. If they have a pot, which has, if it's full and you shake it, fill it with water and shake it, makes no noise. Keep it empty and shake it, makes no noise. Fill it half. Then you shake it. What does it do? Makes a lot of noise. Right? So when we know a little, so someone came to the Gurukulam once and they saw. So they only wanted one thing. What is he teaching right now? And Swamiji was doing some Bhagavad Gita. I don't want. What do you want? Brahma Sutra. So he went to the bookstore and said, do you have recordings of Brahma Sutra? Yes. How many cassettes? That time cassettes, 97 cassettes. Okay, give me one set. He took it and drove away. Because that's all he wants. Because he has read somewhere what? Brahma Sutra is the last word. That's all he wants. So I'm saying, while it's wonderful to have YouTube, the opportunities to learn today are many. The teacher comes to your drawing room at the time you want. He speaks at the volume you want. He waits when you want to have a cup of tea. Or your phone call comes, Bluetooth automatically takes care. Gives you a phone call, lecture can wait. Phone call is over, lecture resumes. Isn't that wonderful? No? Which teacher will oblige you like that? See, here you are told you have to be on time. Phone should be off. Right? And you should attend all classes. You can be in your own home. choose what you want to listen to now. And automatically phone will get priority over your listening. Does it work? It can work to some extent. But difficulty with YouTube is, see, earlier we had books to even hear about something like Vedanta. I mean, I don't know what made you all come here. But you think, go back and think what made you go for the first class of Vedanta. Something must make you go there, you know. It's called apatata jnanam. Means you have some incidental knowledge. You have some idea. You heard somewhere, you know, that happiness is you. Somewhere you heard. And then you want to know more. Now you have YouTube. Does that job well. Very well, in fact. The only problem is what? It's a huge collection. And you don't know whom to listen to, what to listen to, what to make. Because Swamiji, this person says this, that person says that. Which path is your path now? You know? You have so many paths. Which path is your path? This difficulty comes because you listen to too many people. You means I'm saying whoever listens. Okay? So, while everything has its place, we need to understand that studying with somebody like Puja Swamiji had its privileges of seeing what he has to say in the right sequence. And Swamiji's vision was any retreat, any class, any series of classes, you have to cover the whole vision. The whole vision. So it's not like you do one thing and leave it. So you would say emphasis can vary, but every retreat should have the whole vision. Which means, what is the vision? And what does it take to gain that vision, to make that vision your vision? So this is something that was very, very special about Swamiji. You could see it in his classes. If it is one class, if it is 1 week class, if it's 1 month class, or 1 year class, or 3 years class, you would find this is followed. So we will also try to do that here. Okay? So what is growth? What do you think is growth? A tree grows. How does it grow? What do you need to make it grow? So somebody asked Puja Swamiji once, there was an interview, you know, why do you grow your beard? Really a silly question. Why do you grow your beard? And you know what Swami had said? I don't grow my beard. But I see your beard. I don't grow my beard. It grows. The beard grows. You can ask me a question. If at all you want to ask me a question, why you don't shave? You can't ask a question, why do you grow a beard? Because beard grows. You find sound is okay, or is it going up and down? Okay. Okay. So, we are born with this body. What do you need to do to make this body grow? You have to survive, okay? You have to survive. If you survive, you grow. You grow, you metamorphose, you become a potential father, mother. That's given. Right? biological growth. For that, nobody has to come anywhere. If you survive, you grow. But what other growth do you need as a human being? What's the life of an animal or a plant? An animal is born. An animal survives. It knows how to survive. It has to protect itself from anything that can harm it. And it becomes an adult. And then it propagates and it passes away one day. That's what a dog or a cow or an elephant, any of the animals are like that. What about human being? What about a human being? We also, physically if you look at it, biologically look at it, the body is born, the body grows, body becomes an adult. Is that growth we need to do anything about? No. You grow in terms of, when you say growth, what is, suppose I say, we say the Indian team, cricket team has grown. How has it grown? Has it grown in terms of 11 people to 22 people? Team is still 11 people. So what is growth there? Huh? Getting more? More victories. Okay, correct. Getting more victories. Winning more matches. Being a team to reckon with. Right? So you win one Champions Trophy. And people are very happy. Even if you don't win the final. Semi-final is also big, Which match is important, you see. But the fact is, that's the Indian team growing. Indian economy is growing means what? We always talk like this. We will become a $1 trillion, $3 trillion in 2030. You always talk in the future. Very easy. When will you grow? In the future. That's also growth. Then, what other growth is there for human being? Intellectual growth. Okay, intellectual growth. What's intellectual growth? What is intellectual growth? You know more? So you're well informed. You expose yourself to certain classes, etc. You become well informed. What other growth is there? Okay. Huh? Spiritual growth, wisdom. So what is wisdom? When to use the knowledge. Fair enough. But see, generally, look, that's an interesting point there. Do you want any knowledge which has no application? Do you want pure science or you want applied science? Pure science do you want? You want to apply. So next question is about Swami. Okay, Vedanta we understand. How to apply it? Swami, how to live Vedanta in day-to-day life? These are things which we hear. We will address that topic a little later. But the question is, okay, you grow. When you say you grow in terms of intellect, are you the same or are you changing? Suppose you grow in terms of wealth. You were a millionaire and now you're a billionaire. Have you grown or no? Have you grown or not? You are a millionaire, you were a millionaire, now you're a billionaire. Have you grown or not? Good. You had one child, now you have 14 children. Have you grown or not? Yes. Answer is yes. Okay. You had one passport, now you have 2 passports or 3. Have you grown or not? Yes. American passport. Gold visa. Have you grown or not? Seems like you've grown. Right? You had only one Nirma. And now you have Reliance. Have you grown or not? You've grown. I ask you, have you grown? Have you grown? Has your wealth grown? Is your wealth growth your growth or no? You sure it's not? So should we take away all the wealth? No? Are you willing to give away all your wealth? Hard question, okay? I mean, do I want wealth or not? Do I want an AC room or not, even when I come for a camp? Some people, okay? Do I want it or not? So what do I want? Do I want growth? What do I want in life? What do you want in life? Growth? Is that what you want? This is what we are offering here in this retreat. Growth. Have you come for growth or something else? What makes you tick? What brings you here? What makes you do anything? So, what is growth? Is this, so the point is this. The word growth, what is Sanskrit word for it? Unnati. Okay, fair enough, one possibility. Vriddhi, good. Vriddhi. Vardhanam. Vardhanam. Have you heard Kesha Vardhini? What does it mean? That which will make your hair grow. Oil, something you apply, your hair will grow. It is Kesha Vardhini. Then you have what? Harsha Vardhana. Have you heard the name? Harsha Vardhana. What is Harsha? Happiness. One who will make happiness grow. Typically, they'll name a child. Harsha Vardhana. Kula Vardhana. What is Kula Vardhana? One who will make the family grow. He will have progeny and they'll have progeny and, Musk style. Kula Vardhana. Right? You had a president in Sri Lanka. What was his name? Jayavardhana. Jayavardhane, etc. Some Sanskrit has become a little messed up. But the point is, you grow in terms of being victorious. Right? Then what is the Vardhanam? See, if you look at the way human being grows, Shastra itself talks of Shad Bhava Vikaras. Some Sanskrit, okay? Whatever I use in Sanskrit, you will hear in English also. Don't worry about it. So what is the phase of life? Jayate. Born. You are born. Then what? Vardhate. Grow. Viparinamate. You metamorphose like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. It's not that a caterpillar keeps becoming bigger. Vardhate becomes. Vardhate means becomes bigger, grows. Big caterpillar is a butterfly? No. Something makes the caterpillar change from a caterpillar to a butterfly. That's called Viparinama. A total change. A big change. A significant change. So, in every living being, there is a significant change. Obviously, butterfly, colorful flies, caterpillar, that's not a comparison. It's a big change. So, a child becomes an adult. Big change. Then what? Vardhate is over. Growing. After you metamorphose, you continue to grow for a while. Then what happens? then decline starts. Apakshiyate. Then what? Vinashyati. You vanish. So, what is it that is required for all these to happen? You must be living. You must survive. Asti chet jayate. If the pregnancy survives, a child is born. If not, stillborn. Asti chet vardhate. If you survive, you grow. Asti chet viparinamate. If you survive, you metamorphose into an adult. Asti chet. If you continue to survive, then what happens? Apakshiyate. You decline. Asti chet vinashyati. So, what is the end of life? What is the end of life? What happens at the end of life? Nasti. Correct. You no longer are. So, what is life then? So, some of you would say, if you go to a graveyard, what do you find? Gravestones. What does it say? Some name? Then 1885 dash. Then 1945. What is the fellow's whole life? Dash. Dash from what to what? Birth to death. Is that what purpose of life is? So, whatever you call growth, growth in terms of wealth, growth in terms of knowledge, growth in terms of culture, civilization, from some crass music to classical music. That's growth or not? Right? So, growth in terms of comforts of life. So what do most governments or people have to look for today? What you consider luxuries should become something you have. So normal measure of success is luxuries become ordinary for you. Right? So this, whatever you gain, you call growth. Have you grown or have you grown dependent on more things? See, the growth, is it in terms of your growth or is it in terms of how many more things you're connected to? So, I am comfortable because now I have a large bank balance. Bank balance has grown, but my comfort, my feeling of having achieved something depends on my bank balance. Right? I am well networked in terms of family or in terms of friends or in terms of professional contacts. What is that network for? Because the network is what makes me feel comfortable. Correct? So, have you grown or do you feel comfortable because of what you're connected to? Is the growth for you or is the growth for things other than you? Our term is inner growth. These are all what? Growth outside. Growth in terms of achievements one may have. If you ask somebody to be introduced, what will they say? Suppose it's a well-known person, a musician. They will say all the big titles the person has been honored with. Or if it's some other one, they will say his Padma Shri, Padma Vibhushana. Titles come first, So is the person respected Or is a person known for the person itself or for what they have accomplished? And all accomplishments are part of the dash between 1885 and 1945. What happens to all the accomplishments at the end? For whose sake is accomplishment? Do you survive or you don't survive? And when you survive, is that dash a comfortable dash or it's a dash with a lot of stress? You want to live a day longer. You want to stretch the dash. No? How much ever you stretch is not enough. You want to stretch it a little more. In Swamiji's language, one more day. No? Can I live? One more day. So, what is my definition of myself? Am I someone who will be forever? Or not? If I am living for a short time, then all my accomplishments are for what? To be thrown away? So everything you struggle very hard and you grow in terms of wealth, in terms of success, in terms of accomplishments. Do you feel accomplished? You may feel accomplished. Do you feel accomplished enough? Growth means what? There has to be scope for growth. Right? When does growth end? Does growth end? Can growth end? If growth cannot end, then when do you say you've had enough growing? You keep growing. Then what happens? Dash is over. The dash is over. So the point is there a point where you say you no longer need to grow? I mean, this is the kind of questions that our rishis had to ask. See, our whole parampara is called Arsha Vidya. What is Arsha? Rishinam idam Arsham. Who is a rishi? Is that a rishi? Who is a rishi? Rishati janati iti rishi. One who sees. Literally means one who sees. Sees what? Sees more than what the eye sees. Sees more than what perception can see. So the rishis' questions are, okay, all these accomplishments are for this fellow who is dashing. Is that who I am? Is there something more? Does someone survive death? Do I survive death? Or do I not? If you have to choose anything in life, first question is, who are you? Without knowing who you are, what will you choose? And to know who you are you this person who is born and dashes and drops? Or is there something more? Because see, when we say growth depends on where you are. Growth for what purpose? What's your purpose? See, when you say you grow, suppose I say, you join a company as an executive. What does it tell you? There's a nice growth path. We have an exciting career for you where you can grow to be the president of the company. You know, a chaiwala can become prime minister. These are all images, right? That A person who is not looked upon highly can grow into someone who is highly respected. Right? So in the Upanishads we have a story like this. You know, Nachiketa is a little boy. And in the story, the boy has an opportunity where he is given a blank check. 3 blank checks. Choose. What do you want? And you know what he asked for? Tell me, is there something which survives? Prete manushye. Preta means, see, itaha means in Sanskrit gone, okay? Itaha means gone. Pretaha means what? Prakarshena itaha means gone for good, won't come back to this body. Prete manushye astiti chaike nayam astiti chaike. When a human being's body drops, some people say there's someone who survives this death. And some others say no one survives that falling of the body. So what do I want? I want you to tell me what is the truth about this. Does someone survive or does someone not survive? Because if I'm going to survive death, then that is the I. And I should look for the blank check, I should fill in with reference to that I. Not with the reference to the I who is going to be buried or burnt. So you can see what kind of a question is asked. What happens today? You know, there's a story, a short story, a Russian short story if I remember correctly. I think Tolstoy, I'm not very sure. But a person is told, you know, some people are told, you have the whole day, you run, and whatever distance you cover, that land will belong to you. You run, you keep running, whole day you run, and whatever you can cover, that land belongs to you. And a person runs, and dies running because he wants to get the most. Because he can see still some land out there. You have to run and come back, you know. Not just run. Because if it is just run, wherever you stop, it's okay. You have to run and come back. So the point is, what is that you want? Because if this is me, if this is going to end, then some people have this logic. Anyway, you're going to die one day. Why work hard? Why struggle? Take it easy. You know? And if you have to live the way you can live happily. Yavat jivet, sukham jivet. Until you live happily. Sukham, sukhena, adverbial, sukham jivet. If necessary, what should you do to live happily? Borrow. Credit card is very new. We knew it long ago. Rinam kritva ghritam pibet. Old idea was, if somebody is happy, they're doing well, they will have a lot of ghee. No, ghritam. Don't ask modern doctors, okay? But you ask our old doctor, what will they say? Ghritam vai ayuhu. Ghritam means longevity. Ghee means longevity. You eat and digest, okay? Not just eat. But ghritam vai ayuhu. Therefore, the more ghee you get, the more longer you live. So what is the thing? You borrow money if necessary and take ghee. If this is all life is. If life is only up to the end of this life, I mean, if you, not life, If you have an existence only up to the end of this life, what would you like to do? Make the best of it. And what is making the best of it? Until you live, you want to live happily. How? Anyhow. How doesn't matter, okay? Beg, borrow, steal. Swamiji would always say one thing: drop the last word. No steal. If nothing survives, then what matters is not what you do, but you don't get caught doing and get in trouble. If there's a red light, should you drive through it or not? So far as you don't get caught, you can drive through it. This is modern law, okay? Anything you can do, so far as you can't be caught. You can make one statement today, politicians, and make a completely different statement tomorrow. You can do anything you want, but you see where life is driving us. If my growth is in terms of wealth, then how do I gain the wealth? How do I earn the wealth? Any means is okay. By hook or crook. Drop the second word. So the means are as important as the end for us. So the Arsha Vidya is questioning, does someone survive death? Okay. Answer is what? Yes, someone does survive death. What happens when you survive? You're born again. You're born again into another form. Then what's the next question? Every birth you are having a dash. In every birth you dash from birth to death. Is that all life is about? Or is there more to it? That's Rishi further questioning, Is everything subject to change? Is there anything that can be held constant? Or am I always going to be in the throes of change? Change means what? Ups and downs. And if there is something which is unchanging, I want that which I can hold on to forever. But if I want to hold on to something forever, I should also be forever. So what is growth? There's a relative growth. And if there's a possibility of a growth where the growth has culminated, where you no longer have a pressure or a need to grow any further, when you arrived at yourself who sees yourself being comfortable. Comfortable irrespective of the body you have, irrespective of the health you have, irrespective of the wealth you have, irrespective of the age, irrespective of the gender, irrespective of time, irrespective of space. If you can be happy being yourself, that is the culmination of growth. And that, growing into that, how do you grow? Not in terms of physical body, not even in terms of intellectual accomplishment, but in terms of recognizing a reality which allows you to relax, being just who you are. That is the culmination of growth. But to grow to that point, you need to grow relatively. So we will come back this when we come back at 11. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.